Thank you for joining me. You have reached the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. This is going to be the Awaken reading for the time when the sun is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio. It can also be for whenever you happen upon this reading. This is a 6-card reading. It deals with 3 different positions: our personal body, which is our emotional self, our subpersonal, which is our connection to the earth, and our transpersonal, which is our higher self. I have 2 cards for each position. The second one is there to add more advice to the first card, sort of as a therapy, a little medicine, a little insight. So we're going to start with our center card up top, and it is from the Moon Oracle. Our question for this set of cards is, how can my emotions reflect higher states of consciousness? And today we have Visitor. And right now I am getting very familiar with all my oracle decks, so I'm just reading from the books for them. I'm not really offering a lot of intuitive insight to the cards. So, the Visitor, a seated figure wearing a long yellow dress, looks pensively ahead. To the left, next to her, also seated, a strange green figure turns round to face us and touches the left arm of the first figure in a gesture of friendship. Each figure wears a garment decorated with symbols. In the background are black hills, and there is a full moon. Traditionally, when the moon was located in this mansion, it was said to be a favorable time for lovers and friendships. It was also an auspicious time to make pentacles and cast spells to obtain the favors of the great ones. Pleasure-loving Venus denotes comfort and security in relationships, while unsettling Uranus signifies sudden and unexpected events that move us out of familiar, tried and trusted methods or routines. When these 2 planets conjoin, there are bound to be surprises all round and unusual occurrences, especially in the areas of relationships. If you draw this card, it indicates that a new or unexpected social contact or relationship will be formed that has a bearing on the matter in question. A hand of friendship will be or has been offered from a most unlikely quarter. This card can also signify an attraction to someone who is not the sort of person you would usually choose to socialize with. So the overall meaning of this card is an unexpected relationship. To further suss out this card, we have from the Mudra Oracle deck, the Order card, that says, Dare to Experiment. The Aditi Mudra, dedicated to the goddess of all the worlds. This mudra has a settling, ordering effect on all levels. A large part of life consists of reviewing and readjusting our thoughts, feelings, and attitudes according to our circumstances and our resources at any given time. This can be enjoyable, for if the result of a reshuffle doesn't satisfy us, well, we can always try something new. Picture yourself as a gardener. Your vegetable patch contains all your useful obligations. The herb garden represents everything which gives your life that little extra. The medicinal plants are there to help in times of need, while the flower beds are simply there for their own sake. Take good care of your garden. Don't let things get unmanageable, for yours is the guiding hand that makes the garden what it is. My life is characterized by its inner structure. Our next set of cards is for the subpersonal body on the left. And our question for them will be, how can I ground higher energies to manifest an enlightened reality? We have Mecca pulling from the Sacred Sites deck. It's sort of the headliner of this entire deck. And its energy focus is harnessing. Built in the 4th century BCE by the Yemeni tribe of Kuza, and today the holiest site in Islam, Mecca does not belong to any of the 4 directions. Instead, it stands alone as the power card, an indicator that the next card you draw will have the most significance to you today. In your present situation, once you have read this card profile, draw another card and pay particular attention to the middle world and the attributes of the power symbol. This will enable you to harness the most positive outcome of that card's message for you. But why, of all the sacred sites, does Mecca offer this harnessing power to you? So I ask you now, because I'm not going to draw another card, but to think of another location in the world that has always pulled you to it, that you would like to visit, and look that up a little bit more in depth and come to terms with yourself as to why you're drawn to that particular area. I will proceed, though, with this card's meaning more in depth. Today, Mecca draws vast crowds of pilgrims seeking to glimpse the Kaaba. Here, all individual behaviors seem to vanish, and a perfect vortex-like pattern appears as everyone finds their place in the slow walk around the Kaaba. Following no instructions, the people draw close to the Kaaba, just like tiny metal fillings being pulled to a magnet. We usually visit sacred sites to draw something from them, but it appears that this site may also work in reverse. Could it be that the site is utilizing the energy of people, that the energy generated by the mass whirling around of the devotees feeds up into the cosmos, into the grand poetic dance of the planets and the galaxies? This card draws on all the energy from the rituals, prayers, thoughts, and intentions that arise here, coupled with the power of the meteorite. It asks you to look to the heavens and to call upon a star nation to help you gain clarity about your life now. This card brings your attention to the ancient practices of worship and honoring at all the sacred sites in this deck. Explore your ideas of reality, of what is relevant to you today, of what has been lost, and of what is still to be discovered and harnessed. It invites you to find one act of cosmic connection that can become a habit for good in your life, be it a meditation, a prayer, a dance, a song. Whatever it is, allow this act to connect you to the cosmos and to offer something pure for all to share. So our card to bring out the message of the last one will be from the Essential Oils deck, and we have detoxification, cleansing. Its trigger statement is, I will never change. And its truth statement is, in each moment, I am a new me. You are supported as you release habits and limiting patterns that are not serving your highest good. And our next card will be for the transpersonal position over on the right. It is I'm going to address the question, how can connecting to the higher dimensions of reality help myself and others evolve? And this card comes from the Angels of Atlantis deck. We have the angel Michael, the cosmic leader, with a message about patience. Michael's oracle suggests that you have been rushing to create, to make manifest. Work to allow, dear one. Then you will truly see patience as an active force in the time distance between visualization and manifestation. Meditate on stillness so that you may consider your desire without attachment. Contemplate the splendor of the 3 great pyramids at Giza that took a large number of years to build, yet no one ever doubted that eventually they would stand. Indeed, they have stood for the last 4,500 years. Remember that 3 is the number behind all manifestation, and this is the principal virtue of Michael's teaching. Ponder on this in stillness and silence. And our card to help that one will be from the Rainbow Oracle. We have potential. This card comes into your life to remind us of the infinite potentials that life has to offer. The color black reminds us of the healing power of being in the dark. From the darkest night comes the new dawn. The message of this card is to show you that you have the potential to become anything that you want. The darkness shows the end of a chapter, the end of a cycle and situation. But now comes the rebirth and the new beginning and hope for a better tomorrow. Meditate on the color black and use it to create a holding space, like a cocoon or the inside of a womb. Let the darkness nurture you and prepare you for the coming of the new light. Good things are coming. I embrace a time of new beginnings. And that concludes our reading today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please feel free to look at any of the other readings I have available. I hope that you will join me again soon. Much peace to you and much love to you.